with Jason Page starts now.
Yes, it does on this Thursday. We got Thursday night football to sink our teeth into. Sam Yarnell will help us with that. We'll get into the sports betting aspect of it, the handicapping side of it. Draymond Green's been suspended for 5 games by the NBA. We'll talk about that. It's my shocked face. And we'll wrap it up, as always, with odds and ends. But we begin things today in the NFL. Our good friend Jason Cole drops by the program, and we get into some National Football League talk with him. And Jason, first of all, we do have a great... Al Michaels could finally exhale. We finally have a good game on Thursday Night Football, because if I'm Al Michaels, I'd be like, why am I even doing this? Why am I still calling games when I'm getting literally the crap games every week, it feels like? He's finally got a good one to call tonight.
Well, the paycheck is a pretty good incentive too. And Al likes to have his gambling money, as is obvious by the way he talks. So Al needs the gambling money.
To this day, he denies that he gambles on games.
Whatever, sure. He certainly knows an awful lot about the lines.
He sure does.
Either that or the ghost of the Jimmy the Greek has taken over his body at some point. But be that as may, you finally have a great game on a Thursday night, something to really get excited about. 2 teams with a lot on the line. Bengals need a rebound after that ugly loss, against Houston. Baltimore, likewise, coming off that loss to Cleveland. A lot of incentive here tonight.
It feels like it's weird to say for a team with their record, but it feels like this is a must-win for the Bengals tonight. Am I wrong?
Well, no, because that division's crowded. Now, I think Pittsburgh is eventually going to fade to the last spot in that because I just don't trust that they're that good. And Cleveland, now that they've lost Deshaun Watson, you say, okay, there's a fade there. But when you get off to such a bad start, like the Bengals did, you lose your room for error. And when you lose the game to Houston the way that you just did, again, you lose that room for error. So you better pick up this game because over the last 7, there's going to be 1 or 2 in there that you say, okay, this one may not pan out, especially given all the injuries you've dealt with all this year. Both wide receivers have been banged up all year, along with, Burrow at the beginning of the year. At least Burrow looks healthy now. Yeah,
he certainly does. What are you looking for early in this game as an indicator as to whether or not the Bengals can get out of Baltimore with a win?
How they handle the blitz package that Baltimore throws at them. And Burrow is really good against the blitz, so you expect that he can mitigate that. But that's really the chess match, is when Baltimore chooses to blitz in given situations, are they able to get home, or is Burrow able to find an answer to what they do? That's going to be critical to this one. And can you force Lamar Jackson to be a passer, and force him to play from behind? Because the one thing they haven't done a lot of this year in Baltimore, they haven't had to play from behind. He hasn't had to rally. And he's had his moments when he's been good playing from behind, but generally that's not where he's at his best. So, force him to be a passer, basically.
270.5, I think, is his total for both passing and rushing yards together tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how he does with that. By the way, Jason Cole's the author of this fantastic book I'm holding up. It's called Shut Up Your Kid.
It is fantastic.
It is fantastic. Absolutely. Shut Up, Your Kid Is Not That Great. It's fantastic. We've talked about it a lot on this show over the last few months. So give me a sense, with this injury for Deshaun Watson. I looked at Cleveland as a legit contender to win that division before we found out Deshaun Watson was going to be lost for the remainder of this season.